श्रीपादराजं शरणं प्रपद्ये। Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My Namaskaras to all Datta Bhaktas. Before we commence the Parayana of the divine Sreepada Sreevallabha Charitaamritha, let us learn about a few things. The holy advent of Sri Sreepada Srivallabha, the first incarnation of Lord Dattatreya in Kali Yuga, happened in the 14th century. His divine biography was written by his close disciple Sri Shankara Bhatta, who witnessed his magnificence firsthand. Sri Sreepada Srivallabha Charitaamritha, which was in the holy language of Sanskrit, was translated to Telugu by Sri Malladi Govinda Dikshith of Bhimavaram. Sri Malladi Govinda Dikshith is the 33rd descendant of the maternal grandfather of Lord Sreepada Srivallabha, Sri Bapannavadhani. This Telugu translation was first brought to light in 2001. Further, it was translated to many other languages. It was translated to English by Sri Perepa Sriramamurthy of Vishakhapatnam. Let us learn about how this divine biography was introduced to Datta Bhaktas through the introduction given by Sri Malladi Govinda Dikshith himself. Introduction to Sreepada Srivallabha Charitaamritha given by Sri Malladi Govinda Dikshith. The information available in Sri Guru Charitra about Sri Sreepada Srivallabha is very little. The very first Datta incarnation in Kali Yuga is Sri Sreepada Srivallabha. The details of his life known to outside world are very meager. In 1320 AD, Sri Sreepada Srivallabha was born as the third child to Brahmashri Gandikota Appalaraja Sharma and Akhandalakshmi Saubhagyavati Sumati Maharani. Gandikota family belongs to the lineage of sage Bharadwaja. They are of Apastambha Sutra tradition. After Sri Sreepada, three sisters named Sri Vidyadhari, Radha and Surekha also were born. The maternal grandfather of Sri Sreepada was Brahmashri Malladi Bapannavadhani. His dharmapatni was Akhandalakshmi Saubhagyavati Rajamamba. A Brahmin by name Shankara Bhatta wrote the divine biography of Sri Sreepada in Sanskrit. Its Telugu translation is with me, who belonged to the 33rd generation of Sri Bapannavadhani. In Sreepada Srivallabha Charitaamritha, it was stated that it comes into light in the 33rd generation of Sri Bapannavadhani, but it was not explained at what time and in which way it would take place. I was having a doubt whether this Charitamritam can be made known or not to the outside world. One day, when I was in the area of Bhimavaram Mavulamma temple, an old beggar asked money for meals. I gave him 11 rupees. Within 2 or 3 days, prasadam from the ashram of Sri Narasimha Saraswati, Ganagapura, came through post. A receipt was also enclosed in that, showing the day of receipt which tallied with the day on which I gave 11 rupees to the old beggar. In reality, I did not send any money at all to Ganagapura. I realized that Sreepada, who is in the form of Sri Narasimha Saraswati, wished that the time to reveal Charitamrutam to the world has arrived. Having realized that, I carefully copied the old book, which was brittle and would be torn by mere touch. As mentioned in the Charitamruta, I went to Vijayawada and immersed the old copy in Krishna River. The new book which I copied was handed over after performing Parayana to Sreepada Srivallabha Samsthana as directed in the Charitamrutam. This year, that is year 2001, from Vijayadashmi to Ashvayuja Bahula Ekadashi, the Parayana was done for the first time in the presence of Sripada in Sri Sreepada Samsthanam, and the book was handed to the Samsthanam. We have affectionate devotion in Sri Sripada. Ours is a delicate nature, and we are pained if anyone speaks jeeringly about this most sacred book. Our family is one that never craves for name and fame or money. However, we deemed it our duty to hand over this divine biography, which is very precious, to the Datta devotees. So this was brought to light. This book is one where every letter in it is true. Every letter written in this book is powerful and true. In this book, there are no hyperboles or meaningless descriptions. This was written by Shankara Bhatta, who did not have much of erudite experience. He was a Kannadiga. Sri Sripada granted him grace because he was worthy. This book should be made into a book of daily Parayana. When faced with any sort of troubles and losses, difficult situations, if a devoted reading of this book is made and money sufficient for the donation of food for 11 people is utilized, result will definitely be obtained at once. This kind of assurance was received actually from Sri Sreepada Srivallabha, and the book was written during his lifetime. Therefore, let Datta devotees make a devoted reading of this book and derive experience in their lives. You will understand through experience that this book is an Akshara Satya Grantha. In service of Datta, Malladi Govinda Dikshith, Bhimavaram, 12th December 2001. Introduction given by Sri Sajjangada Ramaswamy. A preface. In this world, many troubles and losses will be experienced by a human being through sorrow and infatuation. Who is the protector against them? Who will rescue him from worries and miseries? The Paramatma is the only savior. Only by the grace of God, all sorrows are destroyed and happiness and peace will be obtained. Paramatma is in the form of Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Parameshwara. The Trinity protects, punishes or teaches all creatures of the universe. All things happen on account of them. In Krita Yuga, the Trinity, who were elated with the devotion of Atri and Anasuya, incarnated in their house as Sri Dattatreya Swami, an embodiment of the Trinity. His incarnation is that of a Guru. The aim of this incarnation is to remove ignorance and grant liberation through the attainment of wisdom, that is Jnana. The path of Avadhutas is founded only by him. Devotion of Lord Dattatreya is going on from Krita Yuga, from Sethu in the south to Himalayas in the north. Countless devotees from that day till today worshipped Dattatreya and were successful in gaining their wishes. When Datta is worshipped, an equivalent result is achieved of worshipping Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara at the same time. Datta is Martrigami. It means that when remembered with devotion, he will be satisfied and supports and protects devotees in all ways. He grants sustenance and salvation. In 1320 AD, in Sri Kshetra Pithikapuram in East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Dattatreya Swami was born as the first Datta incarnation under the divine name of Sreepada Sreevallabha to the couple Appalaraja Sharma and Sumati Maharani. They were Datta devotees and belonged to Apastambha sect. Afterwards, he incarnated as the second incarnation in Karanjapura in Maharashtra with the name Sri Narasimha Saraswati. In Guru Charitra, the importance of Sri Sripada Srivallabha was explained merely in 5 chapters. But in this Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritam, all 53 chapters vividly describes about Sri Sripada Srivallabha. This great book is really a divine elixir. In this book, all about Sri Sripada's life, his leelas that are sportive plays, his greatness, his highly elevated preachings, and his incredible miracles are abundantly presented. This book makes the reader forget this world and brings about a feeling of being in the very presence of Sri Sripada. The sportive pastimes of Sripada are like the childhood sportive diversions of Sri Krishna. These leelas give indescribable joy. With this joy, transcendent corporeality is attained. Sri Sripada made his biography to be written in his own lifetime by Sri Shankara Bhatta, a resident of Karnataka province who was his dear disciple and a great devotee. When all people read and recollect this sacred biography, they will get rid of all worries of worldly existence and be rewarded with the grace of Sri Sripada Srivallabha. As a consequence of that, they will get happiness, peace, and equanimity. Let them encourage all their relatives, kith and kin, and friends to read and earn the compassion of Sripada Srivallabha and be gratified. Shri Gurudeva Datta Iti Jaya Jaya Raghuveera Samartha Sadguru Shri Sajjangada Ramaswamy. The procedure for Saptaha Parayana, that is devoted reading in 7 days of Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritam. Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritam must be read with devotion and diligence. It was decided and blessed by Sri Sripada that every letter of this book is true. Therefore, this book is a standard by itself like the Vedas. This book is read not only by humans but also by celestials. The Parayana of Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritam can be carried out in the same way as mentioned in Guru Charitra about the Parayana of Guru Charitra. The same method and the same regulations can be observed here also. It must be prayed and remembered that this book is verily Sripada Srivallabha himself. If the book is read with care after relinquishing doubtful outlook, all wishes will be fulfilled. If anyone views with doubtful outlook, he will be subjected to many difficulties and losses. It was mentioned in Charitamruta that this matter was personally told by Sri Sripada. Parayana Krama. On the first day, chapter 1 to chapter 6 should be read. On the second day, chapter 7 to chapter 12 should be read. On the third day, chapter 13 to chapter 18 should be read. On the fourth day, chapter 19 to chapter 22 should be read. On the fifth day, chapter 23 to chapter 34 should be read. On the sixth day, chapter 35 to chapter 42 should be read. On the seventh day, chapter 43 to chapter 53 should be read. On the days of Parayana, the prescribed chapter should be read on that particular day. After the conclusion of Saptaha Diksha, Annadana should be made for 11 people, or amount sufficient for such Annadana should be donated to the Devasthanam of Sreepada Sreevallabha or Sri Dattatreya or any other Devasthanam. Victory! Victory to Sri Sreepada Sreevallabha!